Welcome, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Like as you come in. Like. Happy what? Today is what? Tuesday? Happy Tuesday to everyone. How's everybody doing? I hope we're doing good. Omo. It be things. The kind of things that they have for Nigeria is hard to keep up, guys. It's hard. It's hard to keep up. Bumper to bumper. Bumper to bumper. They don't turn Nigeria to Agbero country. Agbero Nigeria Limited. Agbero by air, Agbero by sea, Agbero by land. Touts. Touts. Very soon they go dey break bottle for air. Hey God abeg. More than no vex say I dey laugh I need to laugh make I no go dey cry. Hey Michael, my brother, welcome I appreciate you. Eh? Agbero things up and down in Nigeria. Omo, 2027, 2027 is a date with destiny. I'm not even going to pretend to you people. I'm sure all of us, we are all realizing that that 2027, it is literally go hard or go home. Go hard or go home. I'm telling you, no joke. Go hard or go home. And by the way, rumor has it I don't know, allegedly, we are hearing, word on the streets, spoken in the grapevine, is that Bala Blue has been snuck out of the country because he's in a very, very serious condition. We don't know. That's why I hear allegedly I don't know. This small tool with YouTube when I dey manage. Na so na proper mad people dem dey I'm telling you, Michael, it's crazy. It is, I had to shut out completely make I no go, make my head no go dey spin. I say wetin be deep work on now Senoblana, what is going on? Is this the same country? Since this man enter, there has been no peace. He has turned everybody into touts. Touts operating at every level. The big nepotism and bigotry in your goddamn face. They do not even care. They don't pretend about it. You have fed government agents coming out to defend their own tribesman. Meanwhile, the girl that was embarrassed greatly, they are calling her out. Some people were busy saying she's Igbo. Meanwhile, this girl was not Igbo. God. Nigeria. They do na strong thing I don't know whoever did that thing in Nigeria. They do na strong thing. And you see, my own 2 cents for that girl matter. See, my 2 cents be say na jealousy. I know say the girl get for hand at 20 something for Nigeria. You can imagine, right? With the way that country is. Maybe she overreacted, emotional intelligence, but who would not really? When you push her intentionally, videos that are coming out now and the things that we're seeing, why would she not react? At that age, there's really, if you've never traveled out before, you've never experienced life outside of Nigeria, you're very naive and very, very ignorant of so many things. Let's not pretend. You're very ignorant, unless you be picking when they're born for overseas, you go know as you take they do. But for Nigeria, you are born into the jungle. You are fighting, literally, as soon as you were born. Okay, fine. You can hold the girl accountable for maybe, reacting the way she reacted, emotional intelligence and all of that. But which one is the one that the older woman there that was pulling her cloth intentionally to humiliate, embarrass her? That woman, I want her to be set apart and dealt with, if possible, fired. Because what she did is evil. For somebody who grew up in Nigeria and know how some of these people think, I can tell you for free, they already put a bounty on that girl's head. As soon as she hit the airport, maybe she had her weave on, beautiful girl, lovely skin, they don't dey hate on her. Straight up. They hate. Jealousy go finish some women. Women are women's greatest enemy. Jealousy, na just dey worry those people. Because there was no need. Why would you touch her? Why would you go and be removing her? What are you trying? And then the airline now posted it. Ha! Omo. Anyway, me, I'm very glad though. A lot of people have come out. The NBA president has come out. Everybody has come out and has spoken. I want to see that girl get justice. People calling her, oh, Ashawo, OS. Una no understand. You know how hardworking some Nigerian women, a lot of Nigerian women are? You know how hardworking. That girl now fit be digital marketer. She fit get her own business. She fit get things when she fit dey sell cloth. She fit be say she dey travel sef go buy things when she go come sell. See as they humiliate the girl. Can't do your government because they don't rate anybody, lock out for kirikiri. Imagine that kind of child in kirikiri. If now their sister, now their pikin, they go treat her like that. Anyway, it's good that it's playing out for all to see. Please continue to like the video. I beg, continue to like, because I see say the thing they reduce and none of that they go up or they come down. Mama Echo, welcome. Oh, greetings to you. Oh. Greetings to the village arena. I'm telling you, that AOS says very envious, absolutely wanted to be wicked. I'm telling you, envy removed her wig. You know, how can you now went behind and then you kidnapped her, because that's kidnapping. You stopped her from moving, right? You stood in front of her. Eh? When you go let the girl, you've already called security. Why are you stopping her? Ah, God, Nigeria. Omo, we need a total overhaul of the system. There's nothing you can tell me. You stopped her, and then look at how they were dragging her like an animal. Somebody's child, I hope that girl knows people. I'm very glad though. You don't know people, but people don't stand up for her. Everywhere is buzzing now because of her. You want to humiliate her, you will end up being humiliated. And people should boycott them. They need to lose money. For this thing that they did, they need to lose money. The person that released that video of that girl needs to be fired. That is an absolutely no-go area. You can't try it here in an airline. You cannot. You go sue that airline for everything they've got. You turn to overnight billionaire. Are you kidding me? Eh? And then you have people wanting to politicize it, talking about APC government, this one, that one. Who gives a flying? Who cares? Kwam came to do his own. An older man, that one act of terrorism now carry out. They don't see what they do. Meanwhile, federal government officers are coming out and they are apologizing. They are apologizing for a grown-ass man because he's a Yoruba. Do you see where we are now in Nigeria? This is where we have gotten to. Eh? People were talking about Oshomole. I heard people talking about it on Twitter, talking about Oshomole. You know, they said Oshomole's own was based on the fact that they delayed their flight and there was a pregnant woman, apparently, I heard. You understand? And the man was trying to stand up. Of course, the way he went about it was wrong. Like, the more you should comport yourself as an office, as a servant to the people, you have to show example. If everybody they vex, they para, you not supposed to they para like that. You go they talk to them behind closed door. They tell them, say, this thing that you are doing is wrong. No. This is unfair. How can you keep people for this long? You know, people have plans. They have where they want to be. They already have appointments. You know, you can understand. You know, now you go they calm things down. Now you call the escalator on that one, right? This is what big manism. This is what it has come to. At least Oshomole came out and apologized and said, okay, you know, this and that and the other and the rest. Kwam that blatantly committed a crime, coming out to hug an aircraft that was moved. That woman, the pilot that was even trying to even move the aircraft too. Maybe she didn't even see him. People have been blaming her, but maybe she did not. There's a blind side. What if she didn't see him? And the Kwamwan that put himself in danger. Where we have gotten to in Nigeria, I don't know. 2027, if we don't get it right, oti law completely. You see what these people are doing? You guys see the former minister for power. When I say don't build White House, you don't build massive White House. In 2 years of being in government, the man don't build massive White House for Ibadan. He was showing it off on social media. When people are hungry and starving. APC has successfully nepotized, has successfully tribalized the government. You need to see all the Yoruba people coming out and defending Kwamwan. You go they cry for the country. All the Yoruba people, they come out, apart from the ones when the likes of the Dele Farotimi and the rest of them. And all the APC supporters now, so one after the other, they were all defending, apologizing. To err is human. When these girls' own now happened, they were like, yeah, deal with her. Yeah, send her to Kiriki. Yeah, do this to her. Because why? They think she's Igbo. Oh my God. If this doesn't boil, make your blood boil, I don't know what else. This is where we have gotten to in Nigeria, where people do not care anymore. The bigotry is in your face. They don't care. They don't care whether you feel a type of way about it. They do not care. They will defend, even with the things that are happening in the country. As we they talk that one, so that they buy people every day for naught. I saw a picture of young little boys that were kidnapped. They were begging to Nigeria. It is unbelievable, the things that are coming out of that country. The plane had already landed. Exactly. There was absolutely zero reason for that air hostess to have detained that lady. And you know what is even worse? Everybody that was on that aircraft, shame on all of them. Shame on each and every one of them for leaving that girl alone to deal with this situation on her own. They saw what that girl was going through. Why did they not wait to make sure everything was sorted out before coming out? They abandoned the girl. Waka leave the girl for there. What have we become as a people? They waka come up for the egg. They no say problem there. They waka, they leave the girl for there. Waka come out. They could not even wait to say, okay, let's even make sure that she's okay. Because if they had done that, that stupid air hostess would not have had the audacity to do what she did. Because somebody would have cautioned her, say, no now, madam, she's already going down, leave her alone. Everybody left this young girl in the aircraft and left her alone. That's not the Nigeria I know. In Nigeria, I know people used to wait and rally around. What happened? What is going on? Everywhere has become hot for everyone. Well, will I even really blame them if you think about it? Everybody's trying to survive. Everybody's trying to save themselves. Everybody's trying to save themselves. But should it be like that? Should it be like that? That isn't that the girl they humiliate. They're not saying that themselves they humiliate. My people, let me play this video by Babachir Lawal. I want you guys to hear it for yourself. I'm sure you guys, some of you have already heard it, but let me just play it. Make all of us hear it together.
Where we are headed as a people and challenging the government of today of wealth and what they are doing in power. Tonight, I'm being joined by someone
I'm going to share my link in case anybody wants to come in and talk.
Government. Is a former member of the APC who has since jumped ship, now moved into the opposition coalition platform. A former secretary to the government of the Federation, Mr. Babachir Lawal, is live for us in our studio. It's good to see you, Mr. Lawal.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so very much.
How have you been?
Great.
From the farm to the night meetings of your opposition.
It's not always in the night.
But, I understand now that you people try to do it in the night so that your secrets will not get out.
There are no secrets in politics. There are actually no secrets in politics. Politics is about the people, and the more, the better. Politics is about getting as many people as you can into your mindset. So there's no secret about politics. And surprisingly, even within the very close-knit cycles, things still leak out. So,
I mean,
at least not in Nigeria.
I mean, now you are more or less, you've not really moved as such in terms of slogan and acronym. ADC, APC, more or less the same thing, isn't it?
No, but not the same party, not the same principles, not the same ideology.
So a lot of you were former APC. Atiku, former APC. Rotimi Amechi, former APC. Tinubu Ribadu, Nasir El-Rufai, former APC.
Yeah.
And yourself, former APC.
Yes.
So what has changed?
Well, we've disagreed with the APC and moved to the ADC. That is the change.
So is the middle letter that has changed?
Yes, it is what has changed, but much more than that. I said the principles have changed. The idea of governance has changed. There's a cleavage in what you thought ought to be and what is actually on the ground. So you move.
I mean, before I forget, you served under President Buhari. He's late. This is the first time I'm having a conversation. How much do you miss him?
He was a good man, very good man. We don't, as I say, Christian, the Bible admonishes us not to mourn like the pagans mourn. And I think that comments epitomizes General Buhari. He lived a good life. He did his best for the country. He served the country very well, right from his youth. And God, on the other hand, has done well for him. So what do you mourn there? What do you mourn? He got to a very old age, good age to die. He had achieved all a human being in Nigeria would aspire to achieve, especially a soldier. Some just get to Major General and they retire after they reach the pinnacle of their military career. He is lucky. As a soldier, he had experienced war. He had participated in it. He had been on the political front. He was a commissioner of petroleum resources, now a minister. They call him now minister. He had done that very, very well. He had become governor of Northeastern State, which is now comprising of 5 states. So why should we complain? God has done it for him.
Have you forgiven the instance that got you out of office?
We never had. No. We never disagreed about what got me out of office. We never disagreed. I told there was somebody last time that we didn't even discuss it. As we speak, we never discussed that issue with Buhari. We never did. That's not an issue.
But you were one of the strongest CP. You were in the CPC bloc.
Yes.
In fact, you were seen as one of the cabals.
Yes.
In power. And I remember the very popular "Who is the presidency?" Which a lot of people thought that was a confidence in how much power you wield on the inside.
Yes.
And it was surprising that you were let off the role at a time. So it seemed as though President Buhari was not properly briefed about what really happened.
No, he was properly briefed.
I didn't
I didn't know Buhari as a head of state. I didn't know him as a president. I didn't know Buhari even as a minister. I knew him way back as a soldier. That's how I knew him, from major position. So we moved on till he got to where he did. And I knew him very, very well. We're quite close. He knows me also quite very well. So when that thing happened, we didn't need to discuss it because we knew each other very, very well. So what is there to discuss? People would come to me sometimes and say, if you go to so person and speak to him, he speaks to Buhari. Buhari would listen to him. Buhari never refused to do what he would say. I said, no, there's nobody.
Have you forgiven those who were behind it?
I never gave them a thought. Very funny, isn't it? but I never bothered about them. I have this belief, it's fatalistic maybe, but my own conclusion of that matter was my relationship with Buhari. I look at when he made me SGF when I was not interested, when I was not experienced for the position, but he took the bold decision to give it to me. I didn't ask for it. He gave it to me. So at that point, he had done well for me. So how it ended, it's not an issue. It's not the reference point for me. The reference point is at the time he appointed me. The goodness was there. How it ended up was a different thing altogether.
I mean, for those, I know it came to you as some kind of shock and surprise. But for those who did the job, the those who thought that it was one Babachir Lawal, one Buhari government. there are a lot of people who thought that you are one-man government. And if that had come to you, and you look at those who did it, and you thought maybe you were powerful than them, or you are equally as powerful. Have you met those people before? I mean, after then?
I know them. I mean, one time when the thing was going on, and there's one person in particular that funded that
removal,
that process, and when it got to a stage where it had gone out of his hand, it had snowballed. I like to say that it was not one person that removed me, but by the time I got to that stage, almost everybody wanted me out of the office. Anybody who wanted to manipulate the system or get access to Buhari and manipulate him wanted me out of the system. So he came to me. I mean, there were witnesses. At that time, he went to my friend, this present governor of Yobe State. The other person there was this present national vice chairman, APC Northeast, and I think one other person from the Buhari house. And those were my friends. So they told me that this man wants to meet with you. I said, okay, let's meet. Why not? I want to meet. So we met in Mala Buni's house. And was it, why did you call me? I was then on suspension. Why did you people call me? He said, this man wants to talk to you. I said, okay, fine, my brother, what do you want to say? He said, Oga, I want to beg you to forgive me. I didn't know it would be like this. I said, what did I do to you? I don't know what I did to you because I thought you were one of my favorite persons. He was the governor. And he said, actually, you were trying to bring somebody back into APC, somebody who had left APC. And if that man returns to APC, my political career would be in jeopardy. So he used the word, he used the word self-interest. Or self-interest that propelled me. I looked at him. I said, my brother, it's not you that removed me, it's God. Don't take credit for what you cannot do. So you should not go to say, well, I'll forgive you. There's nothing to forgive, there's God. So we left. After that, we do meet. And anytime, I didn't react to what he said after eventually I left, and then we would meet. We always would meet. And he would greet, I would greet him, we would smile, we would laugh. He used to, every time we meet, he would say, you are a good Christian. My brother, you are a good Christian. He used to say that. I wish he's serious. He used to say, you are a good Christian. And then we part, and then we smile, and then we go. What does that mean? He's
left being a governor right now.
Yeah.
He was one of the governors of the North.
Yes. And then again, it was the Senate that were doing the hatchet job, isn't it? So, the Senate president then was close to me. We used to...
The allegation of the grass cutting.
Yes, the Senate president was close to me. And my house, we sometimes drink tea together. And he would say, Oga, this thing, it's not me, it's from your people. Back home. So I said, I know now. My brother, what's your problem? I know now. So that's it. The clincher here is this. The clincher here was this. Everybody knew I was too close to the president. And I was, of course, my character now is not, I don't take less. I push, I demand my positions and things like that. So everybody knew. and it appeared like I was doing some of the jobs of the VP in any case. The president never denies me any request. So people felt that they must get at that relationship. They must destroy that relationship, and that's what they did. And so I know my man, I know my president, I know him.
But I mean, looking back, what's your biggest lesson from that experience?
It's not the biggest lesson I have in life. If I tell you the biggest lesson I have is in the village, on the farm. When I get to the farm, the experiences I have with the laborers, I tell them, I say, when I go back to Abuja, I would think Bola Tinubu is an angel. They'll say, Habawaga. I used to tell the bishop in my village, I say, sir, anytime I walk around in this place, what I see human beings, I see them as the log of wood for hellfire. It's Habawaga. Because the things they do to you, you will not ascribe it to a human being. But they do it, and they do it with good conscience, no? So that experience, I don't know whether there's anything to learn from it. I know the personal, they are not doing well now. I mean, basically, most of them are not doing well.
Most of those who removed
Yeah, most of them. Most of my friends laugh at it. I say, no, it's not, they are not doing well like I'm doing well. They are not.
But I mean, the issue of the grass cutting, where does that leave you?
Well, I don't know. It's finished. It's finished. We went to court, and the judge ruled that at the point when they had closed their case, the judge ruled that at that stage, I was supposed to enter my defense, isn't it, after they had closed their case. And my lawyers put in a no-case submission, and the judge agreed with it that there's nothing to defend. There's nothing to defend.
Because you didn't cut grass anyways.
That's it. They couldn't prove that I did anything like that.
But what is the truth about the grass cutting deal?
What is this grass cutting? The story is long. Been here with you,
to discuss with that. I mean, we were supposed to talk about opposition politics, but I mean, sometimes you just get engrossed in trying to learn from other people's experience. Now that you have moved into the ADC, what are your people saying in the north about Tinubu?
I, as a person, had looked at the north, I looked at the problems, and I looked at the fact that solution to the problems can only be possible if you have the instruments of power and coercion. If you don't control the military, there's no way you can coerce them into doing the right thing with insurgency and bandits, whatever name we like to call them. So it is important that we get the instruments of power as Northerners in the hands of somebody who understands the issues facing us and who will face it headlong and bring a solution to it. That is my position.
Exactly.
Now, to do that, we had a group of people who started meeting with like minds. How do we approach this? What is the issue? What are the issues? So we call this Nigerian People's Consultative Political Forum, North, in which almost every significant northern politician that is not in government attends our meetings. The idea is we get together, we bring unity to this North. There's disunity among us, and we analyze what is meant by this disunity among us, what are the causes, how do we ameliorate them, and then so we agreed that we must vote on bloc. If we don't vote on bloc, we will not be able to achieve our goals.
So that's the agreement now.
That's our understanding of the way to go. Now, whoever it is that will eventually emerge, we will only support somebody that understands the problems facing the North, and will present them to him.
Either the person is a Northerner or a Southerner.
Even if he's from heaven.
Have you made any decision about who you are going to be?
No, me as a person.
No, I'm saying your group.
No. Eventually, we just decided, of course, that we can only pursue this if we are in one solid political party. And we all agree this political party can only be ADC. Now, I'm part of those, I'm the leader, one of the leaders of the ADC, you know. And from the beginning, the discussion is all the intending contestants must slow down their ambitions until we form a political platform that will facilitate victory for them. And they have, I mean, at the national level, and quite a lot of the most significant ones, they are Samechi, is Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar is there. I'm sure there are others there who have not yet thrown in the towel.
Babachir Lawal is not one of them?
No, nobody will vote for me. I don't know, even my guy who said it was because even my wife will not vote for me.
Why?
Because they say you go and abuse everybody, you will not bend, you will not negotiate. To me, black is black, white is white. There's no gray color to me. and so, I mean, I'm not going to...
You're not electable.
I'm not electable, I think, in the Nigerian political scene. And I've never offered myself for election. Even as a student, you know, never.
But you've been in party leadership.
Yeah, I've been running the party.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that, even though I'm not electable, the thing about political party is that there's oppression of the underprivileged. I mean, you have people who would say, go in, sell your house, we vote for you, they vote for you, you get landslide victory. Somebody in Abuja that has connection and money will buy it and throw it out.
Exactly.
And you have nowhere to go, except if there is one man that always stands for the truth within the political system. Then they come to you. At that time, they need you.
So it was a unanimous decision that ADC, by this northern elite, is a party that could win election.
That would win. That would win election.
Okay. What gives you that kind of assurance? Or what gave your group that assurance that it will win the election?
We know who we are that are driving it. We know what we read what we see on the streets. Exactly. We know what people say on the streets. Exactly. We are Nigerians now. We are not living in heaven.
So the ADC is the party of the northern elites, or the choice party of the northern elites.
Yes.
In your own mind, and I know that you're a Christian.
Don't mind Jimo, honestly.
Where do you think power should rotate to?
1 second.
The Great American RV Roadshow Super Sale returns to River Park for another huge RV sales event
in 2027.
Michael, what you just talk so, it's going to get to a point. Anyway, we're going to continue to listen. I'm so sorry, guys. I haven't been looking at your comments. My comments here stopped, so I couldn't even tell that you guys were commenting. Let me see. Let me quickly catch up here. Just like Ray being punished on purpose by another woman. Exactly. Exactly. It didn't make any sense. Who hate being account is like talking to a very thick wall. I'm telling you, Kene, welcome. Everyone in the plane wasn't in support of the girl. No, they were. Did you listen to some of the videos that came out? Kene, there were some videos that came out too. There were accounts that were given. Most of the people in the plane should have waited for that girl. That was horrible. That was horrible. I'm not justifying the girl's actions, her lash out. I'm not justifying it. However, the way that the people in the aircraft with her, leaving her alone like that, knowing the type of person that air hostess is, I'm sorry. That woman needs to be dealt with, fired if possible. She should have gone with a warning. Exactly. You tell somebody when you board an aircraft, they tell you, oh, turn off your phones or put it on airplane mode or whatever, right? Nobody comes and drags you unless they're walking the aisle and they notice that, oh, maybe you're using it. They'll tell you, they will politely tell you, please, can you turn off the phone? The aircraft is about to take off. And they will not be standing over you waiting. Can we all agree that the way they run things in Nigeria, we don't have any service industry in Nigeria? Can we agree? No emotional intelligence, no escalation trainings, how to de-escalate, any type of situation you find yourself in. They don't have those. We literally, Nigeria has a mental health crisis as we speak. We don't have any of that. Lots of people were in support of her, but they didn't want the smoke and left there. Exactly, they shouldn't have left her there. They should have waited. What smoke? She's one woman. You just say, let her, as the woman they drag, okay, as the woman embarrass. Anyway, make that woman, when you take off that girl blouse, when you humiliate that girl, that woman must go. I hope they fire her. Who she be? People say coming out that have encountered the lady, say talking about her, that's how she is. Kind of nonsense this thing with Nari police. She shouldn't have even been warned, Kene. She put her phone on airplane mode as is required after exactly. And I think at somebody they said she didn't know how to turn the phone off. Actually, they said she actually ended up turning the phone off because maybe it's a new phone. How can you you know that she took the girl's phone and smashed it on the ground? Ha! Air hostess. No now. Come on. She was insisting, exactly. One person's account was that the air hostess took the phone from the lady. Yeah, exactly. There's another video circulating that showed that the same air host doing the exact same thing. Not one video, two have come out like that. Very rude. And then acts innocent as though as soon as the phones come out. Exactly. She got the guy detained as well, and that was a flight to Ghana. Can you imagine? Honestly, Shehu is there to do APC's bidding. Please, let's just all agree with that so that anytime I bring these videos here, we are not caught up in what Shehu is trying to do. Shehu is here to sell his market. He's APC. He's not hiding it. You see the way he corner, looking for a way to get words out of these people's mouths. Corner, like he's pressing them. Omo. I'm very glad Babachir Lawal, the guy, that's his name now. Babachir Lawal, he really sabi answer and well. And that is not being informed or whatever. I'm telling you, as if he lives somewhere else. How can you say Tinubu is not aware of the lack of security and happening in Nigeria when he was duly informed of? I beg you. Let's continue. I wanted to catch up because I wasn't seeing comments. I was wondering.
Power should go to the person that will give every Nigerian a sense of belonging, a sense of justice.
That's
even if the person is a Lebanese.
Even if he's Lebanese.
Yes.
The issue is the issue about politics.
So you don't care whether it goes to the north or to the south?
The thing is personal in the end. To the individual, to me, to you. How are you living?
Exactly.
Is there any environment in which your aspirations are achieved? And who can guarantee that environment?
Exactly.
So that is what is most important to the individual Nigerian.
I mean, in your own mind, you think that it will, after Buhari, your friend, for 8 years?
So I finally got my claim for my car accident. I'm a little bummed.
I beg these people.
2027.
Power should go to the person that will give every Nigerian a sense of belonging, a sense of justice.
Even if the person is a Lebanese?
Even if he's Lebanese. The issue is the issue about politics.
So you don't care whether it goes to the north or to the south?
The thing is personal in the end. To the individual, to me, to you. How are you living?
Exactly. How?
Is there any environment in which your aspirations are achieved?
Bam.
And who can guarantee that environment?
Bam.
So that is what is most important to the individual Nigerian.
I mean, in your own mind, you think that it will, after Buhari, your friend, for 8 years, or should they shift to the other side and fairly speaking to another 8 years? Those are the arguments of some Nigerians who think fairness is only if And that's the reason why your very good friends, Peter Obi and Rotimi Amechi said,
and Bola Tinubu must include him.
Is Bola Tinubu still your friend?
Yes, of course.
Your former friend or your present friend?
We are friends. We've not had a conference to dissolve it. We have to meet to dissolve it.
No, but you've been speaking against him so fiercely.
Yes, I should.
Exactly.
Is that how you speak against your friends?
Oh yes, you are free. You should be in a position to tell your friend the truth.
Exactly.
On television.
On television, if he doesn't listen individually.
When was the last time you spoke to him?
July 2002.
That's a long time. That's 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, so that maybe it's now your acquaintance, not your real friend any longer.
Well, I don't know. At one time, as part of our problem when it started, he called one of our friends to bring a dictionary and read what does the friend means. The problem with Bola Tinubu is that he thinks I'm the one that offended him. I didn't offend him. He offended me.
What did you do to him?
No, it's not for television, that one. But he offended me. And he's full of himself. And he thinks that because he's now a so-called president.
Is he so-called or is the president?
So
that's the president of the Federal Republic.
I believe he didn't win the election.
Bam.
What makes you think so? Because you supported Peter Obi?
Yes.
So that's why you think.
The results available to us at that time believe he didn't win the election.
But the court says otherwise.
The court, of course, you know who they are.
This man.
The court stands for justice.
Yeah, the court stands for justice in court.
So you don't believe in the courts?
I believe in the courts. What can you do? They are there. They are supposed to do their duties. They are doing their duties. It's not about believing.
So if you don't believe Bola Tinubu won the election, the court in the first, the result of the poll says he won. The court in the first instance says he won. The court in the second instance says he won.
Yes, but the facts on the ground says he didn't win.
Who now won? Atiku.
Peter Obi won that election.
I'm telling you, Michael.
According to the result that was announced.
Bam.
Not according to the true results.
Bam.
How do you determine who won an election?
We have the data now. Look, we had monitors on the field. We had agents on the field. We collected our data. We know our results. We know the results that are coming in from the field. We can see clearly the point at which they were altered.
Yep.
We can see clearly, the point.
Was he altered in Anambra? Was he altered in Abia? Was he altered in Enugu? Peter Obi won landslide. He won over 90% of the votes in that region.
Yes.
He beat Bola Tinubu in Lagos.
Yes.
He had huge votes in the North
Central. It
Central.
doesn't mean there are no states where election was conducted. There are. When you do rigging, you rig only where you are strong. And because
Is Peter Obi strong in Lagos? That is Bola Tinubu state.
yes.
As a politician, you know what it means when you lose your home top.
I know what it means. They didn't understand the demography of Lagos very well at that time.
So it was a shocker.
It was a shocker. They underplayed the demography of Lagos, and it shocked them. And the demography showed. Subsequent elections, they worked on that demographic issue. That's why there was voter suppression in the gubernatorial election, and in this last election, local government. The demography took them by surprise.
Would you see me supporting Peter Obi in 2027?
I think they say a day in politics is long. Things have changed. The parameters that we were used to evaluate our candidate in 2023 is going to be different from this one. Things have moved on, so we'll see where we
I
get there.
loved his response
we'll see
here.
what goes.
I really
This
appreciate
offense
his
that Bola
response.
Tinubu offended you must be a very grave one.
Excessive.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he almost kill you?
No.
Did he kill your child?
Talk. Here
Did he
talk.
steal from you? What exactly could he have done that is so grave?
Of course.
Yeah, my friend, when we get off the
Michael.
television, I will tell you. If you want to know.
I'd like to know.
Not on television.
But he thought you offended him.
I mean, it's because it was arrogance. The guy has an arrogance that belies definition.
That's the president, the number one citizen
Is
of
not
the
a
nation.
human being?
Bam.
When you get to president, do you become suddenly Jesus Christ?
Ataya.
Or do you suddenly become Muhammad? You're still who you are. Being a president doesn't change who you are.
Bam.
But he's older than you.
Of course.
You know where I come from, they say you use egg to cheat a child.
That's, you see, what kind of parable is that?
So you cheat a child. So
no. Proverbially, that's what.
What kind of parable is that?
What do you use egg
That's
for?
the problem.
If not to. But I mean, don't you think as a Christian, right?
I'm telling you, Michael, it's ridiculous. The questions he's asking.
I don't respect you because you have money. It's not of no value to me.
Bam.
Because you have money is of no value to me. Because you have age, you cannot use it to suppress my truth. It's of no value to me.
Bam.
You cannot use it to suppress my truth. Because you have power.
Yes.
You cannot use it to suppress
yes.
my truth. That's the way I grew up.
Bam.
To suppress you?
No, hey, see, welcome.
Did he humiliate you in any way?
No, it's worse than that. If we talk,
it must be very bad.
It is very, very bad.
Have you had the opportunity to speak with him about it?
I just told you who he is. When the people come to me, they come to me. Somebody said, "Oga, it's time to reconcile with their friend."
Yep. See, it's getting clearer by the
make
day.
Insinuations.
Everybody's telling the
Political
truth.
positions. If you are there, people behind you will not suffer. I said, go and build your own personality, build your own person. Get to the position I've gotten. You cannot ride on my back while I'm going to suffer.
Bam.
You cannot ask me to override my own principle just because you want to ride on my back.
Would you, for the sake of peace, I mean, you're a Christian, the Bible says that you should.
Can you imagine question that a journalist is
asking? You could
asking?
approach him and say, let's resolve our differences.
And do what? Then we do what?
Exactly.
I'm at peace.
Read the Bible. You don't believe in the Bible any longer.
I'm at peace.
Yeah, you're an elderly man.
Yes.
There's some things that an elder will just overlook and let go.
I've overlooked it and my life is going on.
So what if you see the president today, what would you tell him?
I'll greet him.
Would you talk about the problem?
I told you, even when I was removed as SGF, I never gave Buhari the opportunity to discuss that matter with me.
Typical racist, bigot.
That's your character.
That's my character.
Arrogance.
Can you imagine?
That's my character. I don't carry excess knowledge. My character is that if we fight, we finish that fight, I forget it, I junk it and move on. Until another fight comes, I face it.
So this your antagonism and criticism of Tinubu is personal.
It's not personal. I thank God that I didn't make a mistake of being in this government.
Yes, so you used to thank God.
Give me
Yes.
that opportunity at that time to distance myself from that government. I don't know, because if I were in this government, I probably would have been sacked a long time ago, or probably would have been killed, or I probably would have resigned.
Why?
Because the way they run the government doesn't gel.
Exactly, Michael. You get them.
I cannot go to a meeting in which 99% of the participants are Yorubas. I lived in Lagos for a long time. The tendency that they finish the meeting in their language and then I'm just sitting down there. I cannot go.
Is that what operates?
Yeah. They are so predominant in the system. They are so predominant in the system.
So you're accusing this government and President Bola Tinubu of nepotism.
Let me tell you, when we were doing the campaign, after he went to that Lagos and said that thing that he said about Emeloko.
That's Ogun State.
Yeah, in Ogun State. There was a Bola Tinubu platform in which were participating. And they started insulting Northerners. Northerners are this, Northerners are this.
But they don't finish.
So I wrote on that platform.
Maybe let me can they see.
A WhatsApp group.
Allegedly.
These are the people whose votes we will net. If you antagonize them, we are finished.
Bam.
Then I wrote that. The problem with Yorubas, and I still repeat it, is that when you support them and they win, they turn around to convert you as if they behave as if they have subdued you, as if they have conquered you.
Wow.
They will not count your support. When I used to say that all the time, even when we sit in his house and we say, no, BD is not like that. I used to say, look, gentlemen, if they are honest, bring them on this television, they will remember. I said, the thing is that we are just doing this because we want Bola Tinubu to be president. We that are not Yorubas will regret it. Because when you go there, they throw us out. They say, no, BD, why are you saying that? It's not true. It's not true. It's happening now.
Is it happening now?
Exactly. Worse than that. I didn't expect it
Wow.
to be this bad.
Give me a moment from SGF. We'll take a break, and when we return, more on the state of the nation. The pressure from opposition.
He no hold him mouth.
Former SGF
Hey!
speaks to us about what could be an ambition coalition.
I'm telling you, victory.
What is the way out?
He's testing if you worship a European. They speak Yoruba in the meeting. Can you imagine? I'm telling you. They say it as it is. It's about time. The country is sinking. Let everything come out.
The Duchess International Hospital opened its doors in October 2021. The mission of the hospital is to
See him now.
particular care here the Duchess to bring together a combination.
He's trying to twist it, but the guy in Babachir is a hard man. Babachir, they give him back as they. No.
Here in this country.
My name is.
Beg, make I fast forward, Jerry. You don't need all this commercial something.
Just about 2 years in office, over performance and promises that are being made. What happens to giving a chance for performance?
Can you imagine?
There's a saying that if I translate it literally, how good the weekend will be, the evidence will show on Friday.
Exactly.
It's not the way I started criticizing the government when he appointed the central bank governor, and the man started removing restrictions of certain inputs, which I considered very important to the masses of the country. And I one time I say, the CBN governor would patch CV. Because I can't understand that the good civilian governor will remove those. Now you can import rice, now you can import food items, now you can import everything. That the whole idea is, that I think it's the Buhari time, is food sufficiency, what they call food security. By the time Buhari was a government, Nigeria had become a net exporter of rice. We're producing the grains that we consume with some excess to West African countries. That policy I saw was going to crash the farming industry. And it did.
It did.
Are you not worried that is one of the ways to fight inflation? When food inflation was a major contributor to the rise in headline inflation.
You get food inflation when you import the food, when you have to pay transportation costs, custom duty, and all other expenses associated with importing. You produce locally, you remove those cost elements. So I don't see you are inverting it to I'm not an economist, but you are inverting it to my mind.
So you don't agree with the economic policies of this government?
No, this is terrible. In fact, that is the issue. That has always been the issue. It's not because Bola is not tall enough like me, or he's not short, or he's not the size. No, that's not the issue. It's the economy. It's hurting me. It's hurting everybody I come across.
And you can't give them a chance because, you see, what this government says is that, look, if some of the decisions are
begging,
a lot of the people in government or in leadership have failed to take some of these hard and tough decisions. Tax reforms, loans to students, ensuring that you're breaking all of those racketeering and round-tripping, the party. So a whole lot of the just a moment, and those who say the government which you served in literally or largely contributed to the destruction of the Nigerian economy, which this government says they want to fix.
Fix by further destroying it. As I've just told you, by the time they took over, we were self-sufficient in food. We had reached a level of food security. We're exporting rice. We were exporters of rice because of the programs, agri programs of the other government. We're producing almost all the food we're eating. So now, if the policies that this government have put in place are good policies and might yield the result in 2030's time, by which time the child had starved to death, What use is it going to that child?
If you were in President Bola Tinubu's shoes, for example, you've criticized the economic policies of this government, and you said the CBN governor has a patch CV, which is unfair to say, because of his profile and reputation.
What was his profile? He was manager of one branch of bank that was Lagos, Warri, Port Harcourt. Obviously, he was chasing oil money, and in any case, the bank did not collapse.
Hey!
So you don't believe
Omo,
that he deserved the job?
No.
Whoa.
And he's not doing the job.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, this guy they talk. Oh.
And a qualified person will not do those. I understand whether 15 people that he appointed directors, only 3 are from the north. The 19 northern states plus Abuja. Only 3. The rest the southwest picked them.
Can you imagine?
1 or 2 other people from other regions. No, somebody who is competent will do that. Because somebody who is competent will go after people that are competent.
Exactly,
and competent
across
people
the
are
country.
all over Nigeria. It's not only Yoruba land that are
Exactly.
competent.
do you agree that subsidy
Emilokon. Oh.
Subsidy was removed before, and we saw the result of the subsidy. When it was Babachir that removed subsidy, we saw the handwork of PTF, which till today you still see some of them. There are roads, there are hospitals, there are all the things they did. When Goodluck Jonathan, I think, removed the subsidy, there was Show P, in which the gains from the subsidy will be channeled towards infrastructure development and other things that people will see with their own eyes. This was they remove subsidy and we don't see. We don't see.
I mean, we should be asking the state governors, shouldn't we? Because most of the bulk of the money is going to the states.
I agree with you to that extent, but what of the federal government that has the bulk of the resources?
But how would you handle it differently? I mean, what would you do differently if you were in President Bola Tinubu's shoes?
The issue is,
and subsidy had to go. It was a tough decision, either politically or economically.
you know, subsidy, in my own time, in my own personal opinion, I used to look for where is this subsidy
Exactly.
coming from? If at that time, Nigerians was giving you crude oil, go and refine it, and bring us, reduce their cost for the crude oil, and return refined products to us. I don't know where the subsidy was going to come into now. Because we want 10 barrels of refined crude from you. We are going to give you 15 barrels of crude, refine it and give us 10. You've paid through crude. They call it something swap.
Yeah.
So where was the subsidy? Why are you subsidizing? Nothing. You paid for it upfront.
There are middlemen who are, I mean, what government is simply subsidizing is what the cost of production.
They were giving money to criminals. As simple as that.
But it wasn't Bola Tinubu that was doing that.
No.
On the first day he got into office, he said that must stop. Don't you think that should
But I heard they're still paying subsidy.
They're still doing that?
Yeah.
Under this government?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, are you able to give this government a second chance?
Why?
So
Because let's benefit of the doubt. If they say
I will not be alive. We say, the second chance, by the time the chance is over, I'll be dead with starvation.
you have a farm, why will you be dead?
Let me tell you, I keep on telling you, people don't listen. These city people.
Good.
Last year, when they came in, fertilizer was 45. During Buhari's time, fertilizer was 55. NPK was 55 during Buhari's time. Bola came in with this Nobel laureate type of economic policies, and it rose to 45 fertilizer. You can't farm maize without fertilizer. Maize, you can't farm it. Now, so we now produce maize that year, and maize price for the farmer was 110,000 naira per bag for the farmer. So he could sell a bag of maize and buy 3 bags of fertilizer. Now it has reversed. Now maize, last week in my market in my village, maize was 42,000. Fertilizer is 70,000. It has reversed. So farmers cannot produce fertilizer. If you go to the rural farming communities, you dare not mention Bola Tinubu.
Really?
Yes. Forget about he subsidized the food items for the city boys. Okay, they deserve something, but they are not Nigerians. They are not the only Nigerians. Go to the rural areas where farming.
I mean, but you see that this president said he wants to work hard. You could see his wife moving on. Even his son follows him around. There's a lot of effort. There's a lot of people around him trying to.
He brought people who, some of them had already jackpot to it. They were living in Europe. He brings them back. Some of them were in Lagos boys, Ajegule, Brotox, and brings them into government. Their only interest is how to make money for themselves and repatriate it to their families in Florida,
Canada.
So
Bam.
This government has no politician. Who is the politician in this government? They are the so-called technocrats that work with him in Lagos and Ogun, and he brings them into government. They don't care about whether this government performs or not. They care about what they will make.
Your allegation of corruption in this government is what basis? On what basis are you alleging that they're stealing money? Because what you just said now, as you have not, you can validly substantiate it.
Can I ask you something? They borrow money from abroad. They said they are going to do roads. They take loans. Have you seen any road? Where has the money gone to? They make budgets. You go to the ministry, no project is going on. What has happened to the money budgeted for it?
Is it a complaint that there are no capital releases?
Yes. So where is the capital going to?
Well, give me a moment, Mr. Lawal. We're not done yet. We'll take another break and we'll be right back, everyone.
Hey! Shehu is looking for a way to pacify. They don't tell him, try and, pacify him. Look for a way to talk to him, get him to say something online so that we can hold it. Babachir come with fire.
Business.
I love it. I don't know, say this interview hot like this.
Aircraft where the Minister of Aviation, Festus Omoye, says enough is enough. And the Nigerian
I think that's the end of it too.
Not tolerate any locals for questioning of the money laundering.
They've invited the Sokoto governor, Aminu Tambuwa, for questioning. I think that's the end of it. I think so. Let me make sure. I beg, no nervous. Okay, make sure say at the end we done.
Yeah, about the ADC is at the Abuja corporate headquarters around 11:30 a.m. and is still facing interrogators on the alleged financial crime.
Welcome, Mama Echo.
Our closing moment now.
Hold on, I dey play video for FS.
There are those who think that the real issue here about the ADC is that it's just a camp and a coalition of ambitious people who just want to be president, people who don't like Bola Tinubu and the APC, and they wanted them out by force, by fire.
What's wrong with that? The way I see politicians, there are people in the society who see things going on that are not right, or who have better ideas of how things should go. They join politics to change it. So what is wrong with if somebody wants to be president?
How easy do you think it is to beat Bola Tinubu and the APC?
It's very, very easy. We are Nigerians.
Exactly.
APC people didn't come from heaven.
Hey.
From Mars.
I like this man.
We know how they did it last time.
Yes.
We'll make sure they don't do it this time.
Yes.
They will try new methods. We'll block it.
Bam! Hey!
You discovered what happened in 2023.
We just spoke about it earlier on.
Mic drop.
So we know what they did. They used Nigerians to do it. Those Nigerians today are part one of those that are regretting, that are suffering like us. And if they want to repeat it, and so they want their...
So you imagine that they rigged the election in 2023. That's what you're saying.
Massive rigging. Massive, not just rigging.
And those who did it for them are now revealed to you.
They are part of this society. Who is happy about this society except people in government?
Mr. Babachir Lawal, thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
If Bola Tinubu wins again in 2027, what would you say?
Do not kill me.
That's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for...
Oh my God. Can we all give this man his flowers? Give Babachir Lawal his flowers. The man came with receipts like, you know what? I am going to go in and I'm going to deliver. That's exactly what he came to do. With the corner bendy when Shehu they tried to do for where the guy was not moved. He came, he saw, he conquered. He said, no, you guys are not gonna, no, I'm not gonna let you guys have it easy. No. I'm not gonna let you guys have it easy at all. Eh? Omo, hey, I appreciate that interview. I like it. This is how they need to be talking without fear. They need to dey come with the bumper to bumper responses for them. There's no need. What are we afraid? People are already crying every time. Crying. Eh? There's no need. There's no need at all. Why are we dancing around, skirting around the issues? When people dey cry every day. Eh? Meanwhile, I don't know whether they don't release race certificate. If you know more, tell me, because I was trying to follow up on that story, but unfortunately, I couldn't really follow up. So there's some videos that I saved that I want to. Let me see. I want us to listen to. Also, there's an interview of Peter Obi. I think I like the guy's interview. The guy, they come with fire for fire too, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Let's listen to Peter Obi, the former chairman of IPAC. Let me play his video. Honestly, there's no need. All bets are off. Babachir Lawal, take your flowers. Hey, please. You people should be coming and giving these people back to back. We're getting Nigeria back. 2027 is a date with destiny. We got to get that country back. This is wild. I like the fact that he did not back down. He was just like, he was giving it to, as Sean was delivering, he was returning it. No. This interview sweets my belly. It sweets my belly. This is what needs to be happening. Let them know. Let them know. Let me see. Where is that interview? Was it 5 days ago? No, it can't be 5 days ago now. This was 1 day ago. News Central. Let me see. Hey, transition to tech. Welcome, transition. Welcome, sis. Good to see you. I'm gonna reach out to you soon. Where is this thing? I bet Mona bear with me. Mona no vessel breaking transmission. Dele Farotimi supports Peter Obi's one-term candidacy. Because apparently he said it in 2023. He actually said it prior to the election. He said that, yep, he believes that PO is, that one term, he believer. So, I don't even know. Where is it? Oh my goodness. Why can't I find this video with Peter Obi? Okay, well, let's listen to can this ADC coalition change Nigeria's politics? I don't know if that's it. Let me see if it's this one.
And now to politics. Human rights activist and lawyer Dele Farotimi has thrown his weight behind presidential hopeful Peter Obi's proposal for a single-term presidency, arguing that Nigeria's past leaders have wasted longer periods in office without meaningful progress.
Exactly.
Farotimi said that long-term impact does not require a long stay in office. Obi had over time reiterated his vow to serve only a single four-year term if elected president, a pledge he first made during a widely attended X-Space session in June. The declaration has sparked mixed reactions, with some questioning its sincerity. More recently, Obi suggested that Nigeria adopt a single 5-year presidential term, similar to the model in South Korea, where re-election is not permitted. And now to discuss this further, we're joined by political analyst Henry Olunimuyi. more. Sir, thanks so much for joining us.
Who is this?
Is being used in some
No,
states.
no, this is not it. This is not it, guys. This is not it.
I have to speak about a lot of the things that have been happening in our country. A lot of trending issues, things that have made us worry, things that have made us question our values as a people. Then, of course, the question about where we are going as a nation. And joining us for this conversation is legal practitioner and political activist, Mr. Dele Farotimi, joins us. Thank you very much for being with us on the program.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Let's start off with, where do we even begin?
Welcome, Mr. Ferreira. Greetings.
Because there's so much. There's talk about former President Goodluck Jonathan coming, in fact, some general overseer in the papers, this I think was the National Enquirer, and I said that he's predicting that Goodluck Ebele Jonathan will be back in Aso Rock. What do you make of that? Should he enter this? Many people have said he should stay out of it. Some people are saying he might be the person that they need to be able to cleanse power from the APC. What do you think? Should he stay out of this?
1,000 Goodluck Ebele Jonathan cannot solve the problems of Nigeria.
I'm telling you.
They might very well go ahead and increase his brain power by a factor of 1,000.
Watch what magnesium does to your bowels. If you have to wipe more than 4 times after you poop,
cannot solve the problems of Nigeria. They might very well go ahead and increase his brain power by a factor of 1,000 for good measure. If we do not address our structural problems and if we are incapable of telling ourselves the basic truths that we hold to ourselves, then nothing is going to change. They can recycle all these people as many times as they care. This was the same Goodluck Ebele Jonathan that was horribly vilified, labeled.
Exactly.
The press went into overdrive in this country, the pulpits and the mosques everywhere. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's removal will solve the problems of Nigeria. And then here we are. We're going back into the past to dig up the past. That was how we dug up the one that just expired. I don't believe that our problems are going to be resolved because we change personnel. The problems we have in Nigeria goes beyond persons. If you removed Bola Ahmed Tinubu from office today, if you do not touch that evil system that produces the kind of people who have ruined this country and that has consistently assured that we've remained Lilliputians when we are giants, all this talk about Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is just more distraction from the political ruining crabs. We're not looking for saviors of Voltrons. It's about building systems, enduring systems, building a country.
Exactly.
How do you rebrand the failure of 2015 into a saint and a savior in 2025? How? 10 years, we've gone full cycle, and we are back at a situation where we are saying that we were better off where we were in 2015. So
can you imagine
maybe Buhari might as well have done all of us a favor. Maybe he shouldn't have waited 10 years, because I'm sorry. And this is not about me discounting his humanity, because we are now saying that we should go back 10 years. To do what?
Exactly.
Exactly what? So I'm sorry, I'm not enthused with all this talk about persons. They should focus on the system. How do we ensure that we're able to produce people who care about Nigerians, people who would ensure that Nigerians are brought out of virtuous servitude in which we are all living miserably? We should talk about real issues.
Well, Mr. Farotimi, I don't want to lose that thought process. When you say our systems need a change, how is that supposed to happen? There are a few people who've been speaking up recently. Professor Permutations recently said, that it's our political elite that is the problem. They have to lead the charge when it comes to doing the right thing. Another activist had said, that our political class have to commit class suicide for us to see any kind of change in our systems. What do you think is the way to fix a system that you've described as broken? How do you fix broken systems?
From as far back as when I've been in the public space and I've been asked questions.
The best vitamin for sciatic nerve pain will absolutely shock you. If you have sciatic nerve pain.
From as far back as when I've been in the public space and I've been asked questions related to the one you just asked, I've made it abundantly clear. You cannot depend on those who have ruined this country for his salvation, even though in the history of every part of the world, it has always taken members of the oppressive ruling class to lift the people out of the mess. You talk about the political class. The unfortunate reality is that Nigeria is not possessed of a political class. Political suggests people who are resolved to meet the challenges of nationhood, of development by consensus. There are no consensuses amongst those you will call elites in Nigeria because they are actually not elite. To be elite, you need to be thinking beyond your lifetime. To be political, you need to be building consensuses. You don't have a political class. We have a class that is completely focused on existential issues, how to steal, not about nation building. So if anything is going to change, it is the people who have to look in their mirrors for the savior of Nigeria. It's going to be that the victims of Nigeria found sufficient basis to coalesce around the ideas of change. If you're looking to the political class, history should tell you that you won't get anything positive out of them. Nothing positive. Is always about prebenda considerations, what is in need for them as a collective. Look at what we just talked about now. They want to bring good luck at Dele Jonathan because it is the safe option for them.
Exactly.
It is not about what is the need for the people. If we're talking about change in 2027, what does it mean in education? What does it mean for security?
Exactly.
What does it mean for agriculture? What does it mean in telecoms? What does it mean about the structure of the country? You have 37 states effectively if you take this judiciary position properly. You have 36 states, one federal territory, 774 local governments. They are sat in Abuja thinking of into this. Nobody is coming out to talk about how the cost of governance has assured that the people been ignored. No developmental strides are being made.
No.
They're talking about good luck in Dele Jonathan. There were valid reasons 10 years ago
to remove him,
to ask that it be removed. But people did not ask themselves, what does it mean to change this? So they focused on change and they were sold a dot.
Exactly.
So now we're back here again. 10 years later, realization has it that APC is running us for us. And we are thinking that it's all about changing names and then bringing somebody.
Same old people who wrecked the country.
What it is that Mr. Goodluck might bring this time around that is different from what he was doing. That each and every one of the persons largely in the media, almost every critical voice in this country, all of whom are falling silent today, all for his removal. So what has changed?
All right, let me take you up on something else in the news. I want you to get your thoughts on a one-term presidency. We've heard from different...
After a car accident, hiring
Jonathan
an
that could not
isn't
do
just about
anything.
avoiding problems.
Weak ass
It's about
guy.
getting more.
He's part of the reason why we're where we are today.
Quarters, different corners of this country. And it was Mr. Peter Obi who said it. Look, I'm going to do just one term. He believes you can change Nigeria in one term. Someone said that's something you tell to a woman when you're with her in the house. Someone else said, I can sell you a bridge if you believe something like that. What are your thoughts on that one-term president? Is he realistic? Is he a realistic statement to make?
Well, let's be clear about this. I heard this one-term presidency thing from Peter Obi during the 2023 election cycle. That was the first time I heard him say this. So it's not as if he was saying something I hadn't heard before. But I think we need to be interrogating issues beyond declarations. A man says he's going to spend one time. Okay, one time to do what? I think we should actually be asking that question. If I have a vision that can be contained within my lifetime, then it's not a vision, it's just an ambition.
Exactly.
If it's a vision, I will need my children's children to complete that task.
Yes.
So if a man says, I'm going to take only one time and I'm leaving, I am more interested in asking the question,
how?
What are your plans?
Exactly.
What do you do with the one time?
Exactly.
If I ever run for the presidency of Nigeria, I don't require more than 2 years to do everything that I need to do. And that's the extent of my own belief in the fact that you don't need a long time
to achieve purpose. Yes.
Change. But the question to be asked is, what does he intend to do with the one term?
I think that's the question that we should be asking. I'm not focused on if the person is either the man is believable or is not believable. So I'm not focused on how long he has said he wishes to serve. I would be more interested in what do you intend to do
with the one term.
With that time.
Exactly.
That's what interests me, not the time. Obasanjo had 8 years. What did he do with it?
Bam.
Buhari had 8 years. What did he do with it?
Bam.
He ruined Nigeria.
Yep.
Tinubu has had 2 years. He's taking us back like 50 years.
Yep.
So it's not really about how much time the person spends. It's a function of what are they doing with the time that they have.
Exactly.
There's one thing that's going on right now, and I don't know if we have those visuals to put up right now. It's there's a protest going on, and I want to be able to get exactly how many, because there's so many of them. The Nigerian Union of Pensioners, representing various agencies, NITEL, MTEL, FRCN, FMW, Nigerian Railway Corporation, they're protesting unpaid entitlements up to 35 months pension arrears, non-payment of the 35,000 naira palliative and the 32,000 naira pension increment. So we have people who have worked for this country, and we saw it with the police not too long ago. We keep seeing these stories going on across the country. I want you to be able to speak to that, and maybe in your analysis, maybe you can talk to us about this situation we're seeing with the NYSC. This young lady had criticized President Bola Ahmed, had criticized President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And people feel like, well, she feels like she's being bullied. Many people are speaking up in support of her. We're even seeing former Vice President Atiku Abubakar speaking up about this situation. But NYSC has clarified that she missed a clearance. She missed a particular clearance in April, and she's not the only one. About over 100 of them that missed that particular clearance exercise, and that's the reason why their certificates have been withheld, and they've extended their time in service for 2 more months. What do you make of that situation?
Have you noticed that I have a screen?
Yes, I have.
Etched on my face.
Yes.
You see, Yorubas have this proverb. They say, until suffering is democratized, it is really ever rejected. The ruiners of Nigeria have done a fantastic job of feathering their own nest by plucking the feathers of the Nigerian victim. Mm-hmm. Without anesthesia of any sort, they just keep plucking the feathers, and they've used it to feather their own nest. So if the Nigerian people are now universally groaning, for someone like me who is completely convinced that only a revolution will save Nigeria, I'm extremely happy. Because what they are doing is that they are helping me to recruit the foot soldiers for the revolution that must change this country.
Bam.
Now let's deal with something. We're talking about pensioners. Go to Ekiti State. Some people have retired for over 15 years. They've received nothing.
My papa receive 10 kobo. Shishi. My papa no collect shishi. They own us today.
Retired for over 15 years. They've received nothing. Not a dime. These ones are talking about 30-something months. Let me explain, my dear sister. What has happened to us is that we have been functionally enslaved by a system that is not designed to deliver any value to the people.
Yep.
It's meant to create value and deliver value, extract value from the people and deliver it to the rulers of Nigeria. So it is very easy for that system to ensure that our president has the latest yacht in town, his jet, even when it doesn't need replacement, gets replaced. He has assured that governors travel all over the world, spending monies in excess of what is spent on universal basic primary education. So it's not a system that works for the people. And the more the system illustrates how it has become alienated from the people, the happier somebody like me is, because it helps me to drive home the message I constantly try to get to the people. That regardless of whether you are Yoruba, Igbo, Fulani, Igbo, whatever you get to be, the rulers of Nigeria don't care. They only exist to be extracted from.
Yep.
But when they get to that level, they don't care where you are from, because they are one. So if it takes this suffering to awaken the people to the reality of their situation, I'm happy. Because what you are describing, those are episodes. You're looking at a man with load as Q on his head without paying attention to the crookedness of his legs. Those are merely episodes. It's all over the federation. Everybody is crying. It's just about who they give a mic and who is able to articulate his pain. Now, to come to the case of Rai, the system is always going to find ways to punish those who would hear, to say something different from what it wants to hear.
Exactly.
What is Rai do? She drew attention to the fact that they are not even paying them what should be sufficient to transport uppers from one point to the other. If they are paying their father's right, would they pay the children those kind of allowances when the system itself knows by its own calculation that these monies are not enough? This girl drew attention to this, and what has the system done? Coalesce to ensure that no other pauper will dare to do something like that in future. That is what has happened, and they will find all manners of excuses to justify what has been done.
You know, Mr. President,
it is all about ensuring.
My sincere apologies for butting in. My sincere apologies. Each time I hear you speak, one thing that I see, I hear, you're talking about the system. And it's not today. I was an active broadcast journalist in the 90s, following the botched Third Republic. I saw what civil society organizations did. I saw the time when Nigerians left home. They weren't sure whether or not they were going to come back that particular day. And it happened for 6 years or so, between 1993 and 1999, when we returned to the Fourth Republic. But there is a question that I've been asking on this program every opportunity I have, and that's the Nigerian vision. Some people believe that Nigeria's vision is embedded in our national anthem or in our national pledge. So, first of all, do you agree with them? Or do you think there is a need for us to sit around the table and agree what the Nigerian vision is? That every politician, irrespective of political party or political leaning, irrespective of 1 term or 5 years or 2 terms or 4 years, must align with. Do you think it is time for us to get there, or you think things are going to continue without this rudder that we need to abide by?
Thank you very much. You know, this is probably like the 3rd or 4th time that we'll be speaking, myself and you. And the one thing you would concede is that I have never failed to speak to the system governing this country. The reality is that we don't have any national vision. I think it's in Habakkuk, I think chapter 2, verse 1 and 2 or something like that. Those of you who are Christians, like you understand it, but it says that a vision is for an appointed time. Though it tarries, wait for it. It says write it down, make it plain, that those who read it may run with it. In typical nation building, you reduce your national vision to the anthem and then the pledges. A man came into office.
Diagnosed with cancer after 2005? It may not be genetic, it may be PFAS. If you've been drinking public...
A man came into office and he demonstrated his capacity to get the National Assembly to do whatever he cares, and he was done within 72 hours, I believe. He changed the national anthem back to the old national anthem. That shows you what is possible when a man is determined to achieve. So if Bola Ahmed Tinubu had wanted to achieve an overarching vision, he could have gone to the same National Assembly and gotten them to fall behind it. Obasanjo could have pretty much done the same thing until he went off on his third tangent. The key thing I'm explaining is this. When you have a vision, it constrains your spending. If you are building a house, you will rather buy a bag of cement than a bottle of brandy.
That's right.
Because your priorities will change.
Yes.
We're a country that has zero vision. That is why perversion has crept in. Our ruiners have no big ideas behind which to harness the capacities, immense capacities of Nigerians. We will conceive roads. It would already be outdated before they move to site. Not only, no, it's not in terms of the budget, it's in terms of the stealing that attended the planning. So instead of building something that would belong in the new age, at least based on the kind of budget, you build something that doesn't even fit the day. That is a function of the absence of vision. You're building a railway. The railway to Ibadan will take me over 2 hours or thereabout to get to Ibadan. If I enter the train, no, they're almost 3 hours to get to Ibadan. That's probably the distance from London to Reading, which will take less than 30 minutes. But we built it at great cost. This country is in debt today. One of the person principally responsible for building that is crowing that he will end corruption in Nigeria if he becomes president.
Amechi don't collect.
That is why
stray bullets don't hit Amechi.
The word provision comes from provision for vision. We have no vision. It's perversion governing Nigeria. Perversion of the worst order.
It's diversity movement. We have to have a replay, or what they call a second half of this conversation, because a number of issues you raised. For instance, you talked about the state governments. It would seem to me like every time we are raising issues about the federal government of Nigeria. We don't seem to be.
It's the entire system.
No, it's not. No, it's the entire I'm pretty sure that we'll come to it some other time. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Mr. Farotimi. Mr. Dele Farotimi is a
Thank you very much for having me.
Well said. No dull moment with Dele Farotimi. Anytime he's on, I'm like, yes. So EFCC, they want to investigate Tambuwa because Tambuwa wants to collapse his APC structure and move into ADC. They say for where Tambuwa, you come and answer for all the money you stole. We'll see how that goes. My goodness. Anyway, let me play this clip of Mr. Peter Obi.
Do you think that the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar should pick up the presidential ticket again as the candidate of the party?
But there's always been this subtle agreement, this unwritten agreement between the North and South. The power rotates between the North and South. And even from Atiku himself, he has said severally that if the PDP has zoned the ticket to the Southeast, that he wouldn't have contested. It's on record to have said that. And now today, we have a situation where we have a Southern presidency that is supposed to have, take 8 years of the Southern rotation, and you have a president that just left the Buhari administration that has spent 8 years, bringing another Northerner. I'm a Northerner, I'm a Northerner from Kogi State. Bringing another Northerner to come and compete with that process, the coalition will lose. Because you need somebody, yes, if you're taking somebody from the South, you need somebody since 1999 to 2023, none of the time that PDP has ever defeated Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos. It was Peter Obi that did that. In the same thing, as standing on a political party that have no governors, nobody, also defeated the APC with the structure in the FCT, and then won 44.5% in the South. So what we need to do is to look, the only obstacle that would have stood before the coalition today is that if Peter Obi had not agreed to do a one term for 4 years, since he had agreed, and he has better chance and better understanding with the electorate in the South, they should be able to support him to be able to come about, finish in one term, and the thing return back to the North. So for me, I don't think that anybody should be, all of them should be part of the process. They should support him. As much as Peter Obi is saying that I'm not a regional candidate, I'm not this, I want to be known to be somebody who ran for the presidency based on competence, merit, and ability. These facts are still our reality. We must live by the reality of our country and then try to define the political process in a way that will accommodate our interests.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Ame. That was a good one. And then moving along. So Solomon Dalung actually had an interview on Trust News, Sunday Politics. I'm going to play that video. Let me see. Is it Trust? Is it Daily Trust? Trust News. I think it's Trust. It looked different though. in the outfit. He was not looking like Peter Obi. Yeah. I say, okay.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Sunday Politics and Trust TV.
I'm going to speed it up. You guys let me know if it's too fast.
We examine the evolving political landscape in the country, with the race to the 2027 election becoming even more cloudy. Political permutations and calculations are changing due to some top-notch alignment and realignment of interests. This dynamic is making the arithmetic even more tricky. But in all of this, the North, which is a significant factor in the 2027 postulations, appeared at a crossroads with difficult choices of aligning with one term that is certain and another one that is suspicious, or just to go with the continuity option. On Sunday Politics tonight, we engage with the former Minister of Youth and Sports, Barrister Solomon Dalung. He joins us to dissect the issues defining the road to the 2027 election. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for another opportunity.
Right. Viewers, you also have the opportunity to call midway into the program and share your thoughts on networking points. Once again, good to have you.
It's a pleasure too.
Yeah, coincidentally, we're all wearing black anyway. But let me start from the condolence point of view. We just lost a gentleman, in Chief Obi. I know at some point you share, sits at the Federal Cabinet, Federal Executive Council during the late President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. My sincere condolence to you, the family of the chief, and of course the entire people of Nigeria.
Well, thank you very much. The exit of Chief Audu Ogbe is a monumental loss to this country. We've lost a voice of reason. We've lost a personality of integrity. We've lost an embodiment of hard work and honesty. Audu Ogbe was a very kind-hearted person who was dedicated to humanity.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
The number one food.
Oh my God! Sorry about that, guys.
Who was dedicated to humanity. I will live with bags of rice. Last time I met him, he was passionately talking about it. He said, "Look, empowerment for the young people so that we can."
We're talking about the guy who passed today. I don't know much about him.
The North Central, and one of the fears he expressed.
So
he also expressed it in the last interview he granted. He was talking about our children.
There have been issues that are, changing the landscape, quite significantly. Have to do with the permutations around the 2027 election. As many envisage, aspirations are rearing their heads. People who are aspiring to lead the country are beginning to manifest, from all nooks and crannies of this country. In fact, at some point, someone said, if there is anything that could tear this coalition that you are part of, for instance, apart, it would be that ambition of the various interests. Now, we're beginning to see quite a number surfacing, so to speak. Let's start with that of one of the presidential hopefuls talking about Peter Obi, former Anambra State governor. What he said has almost dominated political discourse within the last week. For instance, his proposal for a one-term, tenure, if given the opportunity to rule this country, has generated a lot of controversies and reactions. Let me get your initial response to that.
I think the idea of a one single term has nothing to do with maybe the coalition. It is just a general conviction of Peter Obi, because I have engaged him on it. And he told me, look, what has destroyed our democracy is the issue of second term. And he believed that a single term is enough for a person to make impact. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. But leaders are easily distracted with second term. And immediately, the first year, the second year, governance is abandoned. And all you hear is plans, preparation for the second term. It has even been compounded under this current dispensation. We are in the second year. Already, we have full-blown political activities going on. And it was even triggered by those in government, mounting of their billboards, arresting dissenting voices, cracking down on protests, and then luring governors to defect from their parties. And then they introduced now adoption. And
endorsement, is that what you mean?
Yes, endorsement rather. Very strange to our democracy. This was done during the military. No, this was done during the military. But now you have APC going around doing endorsement. They have concluded the political endorsement. Very soon we are going to have imams, pastors endorsing them. Then we will have INEC to endorse them. And maybe the judiciary will finally...
INEC is an impartial body. It's a neutral body and of course has no political party.
No, INEC is as neutral as to the extent of they pretend to be neutral. Because if INEC were neutral, he couldn't have declared the result and immediately was asking people, if you agree, go to court. That is
not. Isn't that the right to do constitutionally?
No, it's not. Is
it for anyone to create chaos? I mean, to go into chaos or something, or generate?
No, it was not in the place of INEC to point the direction of where people should go. There is the Electoral Act, there is the Constitution. So for INEC to begin to point that go to court, that justified the level of how partial and how even incredible the results they have declared.
This is democracy. If INEC said you should go to court if you're not satisfied with the result, isn't that the right thing to do? Since we are in a democracy, and democracy, requires that if you're not happy or you're not satisfied, you go to court. The court is there to interpret whatever.
The Constitution that created INEC provided for judicial redress.
Never thought $100 could get me 3 suit pants? Meet time.
Provided for judicial redress. If you are dissatisfied. And every person that contests election knows this as a rudimentary requirement of the
So one needs not to be reminded. Is that what you're saying?
So for INEC to take the responsibility of reminding goes to the root of the credibility of the election and how partial they were. So you see, they will be involved in this endorsement. I will not be surprised. But
if you're doubting INEC, you can't.
Come on, Dalung is dressing like Peter Obi now. Only me that is noticing it. The man is donning a black cap. He's wearing, the black outfit when Peter Obi they wear. Now the man they wear, now he wear complete set. Okay, I just make a let una know in case una not notice.
Seeing this aspersion, on INEC, some will say, now what becomes of our democracy, and what hope are you giving anyone, going into the election 2027?
No, you see, there is so much miscalculations about 2027. All these permutations you were referring to. Nothing has changed in the political landscape. 2027 is between the poor people and the APC government.
And that's what we said. But then the divide, the space is deepening, it's widening. We'll talk about that. But I want to take you on something you said earlier. You seem to reinforce, what Aisha Yusufu, for instance, said concerning Peter Obi's vow, for a single term. She also said that she had engaged him, before the 2023 election concerning this, and he was consistent about it. But you also talked about, a very critical concern in respect to how governance is being delivered in Nigeria. The first two years, perhaps, is for serious business. The next 2 years is about elections. And many are also worried that it is not possible, to deliver whatever kind of change you want to see in a country like Nigeria within 2 years, not even 4 years, for instance. What gives you the confidence? And how are you looking? You're part of government at some point. How do you think it is possible for one, to make an impact within 4 years?
Any serious person who contests elections into a position can deliver on the mandate within the tenure. This is because it is not that you contested election and won before the tenure was introduced. No, you knew the tenure. You drew your blueprint. You should have been able to timeline your blueprint within the number of years available for you to achieve. So it is irresponsible for anybody to say 4 years is insufficient for him. We had a military leader in this country in 6 months left a monumental achievement that we are still dealing with so many years after he left.
You are talking about a military regime. It rules with, what do you call it now, with decrees.
No.
Here we are talking about a democratic government that has quite a number of layers of checks, for instance. We have the institutional checks, for instance. We also have, even in democracy, we have 3 tiers of government. As you rightly mentioned, the National Assembly is there to check the exercise of the executive. The legislature is there, the judiciary is there to interpret and all of that. And then, coming back to the institutions themselves, it is not something that you just wake up overnight and say, okay, you want to effect this change. Take, for instance, you're part of the Buhari government, late Buhari. He is very passionate about getting governance, to take up at the grassroots level, for instance, and that is why he was very passionate about the local government, revival. He came up with an executive order, but even with the executive order, nothing changed. Here we are with, President Bola Tinubu also coming up with even going a bit further to get the legislature to interpret and to make it mandatory, but yet nothing is happening at the grassroots level. And you think this is possible for?
There is a lack of the political will in governance, and everybody, like I said, who contests election knew the existence of institutions of check. These institutions suddenly do not emerge. You study them, you study your powers, elected. So you are quite aware of what you are supposed to do.
Exactly.
So all these excuses,
these bottlenecks.
Yeah, they are bottlenecks. You see, democracy is about lobbying. In advanced democracies, lobbying is even a profession. Democracy is about lobbying and engagement. Now, why we have people suddenly complaining is because they have converted democracy into monarchy.
Yep.
Where they want to exercise absolute powers, unchallenged, unfettered powers. Now, if you criticize the president of Nigeria, the police will come after you.
Yep.
Criticism, which is constitutionally guaranteed.
So you're not coming back to some of the impediments I'm talking about.
They're not impediments. These are leadership challenges. This have to do with the characters of leaders. Let me give an example of one great leader.
In 1939,
California's new tax board took a bold approach. They visited
of leaders. Let me give an example of one great leader. Sadona, as a premier of the then northern region, was traveling with his vehicle, executive vehicle and convoy. And a villager stopped his vehicle. And he told the driver, stop. And the villager who wanted to travel looked the other side, he saw it was occupied by Sadona. He went to the opposite side, who was free, opened the door and entered. And Sadona asked the driver, let's go. They continued. When they got to where he was going to come down, he said, I will stop. Sadona asked the driver, stop. He opened the door, came out. And then came to the side of Sadona and asked him, how much will I pay? And Sadona said, no, you are paying nothing, just go. The man kept praying. That is leadership.
Okay, I thought you were trying to compare to what is obtainable today. Even the children of the current leadership, going for shopping alone would shut down an entire area, an entire, vicinity, so to speak, or entire area. Movement of vehicles and everything will be stopped. And you're trying to compare it with when leaders are, seeing the citizens as masters, so to speak. Now, it is vice versa. Today, it is about...
As close as 1979, when Shagari was the president of this country. Shagari's wife was only going with an orderly and just using one vehicle. So also the governor of Plateau State, Chief Solomon Dalung, the wife was only going out with one vehicle and an orderly. It is these excesses which you have itemized that is responsible for the masculation of institutions of check. When the son of either a governor or a president goes to shut a complete shopping mall, the question is, where does he get the money from? The convoy of the son of the president is more than the convoy of a governor. When I became a minister, I called my wife and told her, nothing has changed. I don't think that any of my children came to my office, maybe except the younger ones when they were in the office for the purpose of visa. None of them have no business coming there. So, leadership is different.
And I think one man, Peter Obi, for instance, can change this narrative. Is that what you're saying?
No, what Peter Obi is actually saying is that a single tenure will cure this malignant attitude of second term. You see, governance have been abandoned in this country now. As we are talking, Nigerians are in the hands of bandits, maltreating them. Nobody is talking about. We are talking about endorsement. That's the problem. So Peter Obi is only saying,
when leadership of the defense, and all of that, those handling the security architecture were telling stakeholders like you, I'm sure you're in your house, that things have changed. Things have changed for the better. Lives, security of lives, property has improved.
I was not there, and I wasn't invited to be there, and I thank God that I wasn't invited to be there to witness these blatant lies told by people who wear the uniform, the prestigious uniform of the Nigerian security. Surely have they finished talking that bandits raided 4 villages? As I'm talking to you now, there are complete villages lost for the people in captivity. In Niger, bandits have raided and carried women. Their videos yesterday, they were also crying and calling for help. In Sokoto, so I wonder, gentleman, you see, an officer in the military or the services is referred to as a gentleman, and they go to the public space to lie shamelessly.
But at the same time, to be fair to them, there are also some level of achievements. Just yesterday or so, there was this, expedition, if you like. I mean, they, what do you call it, raid by the Nigerian Air Force, somewhere in, I think, Zamfara. In Zamfara, to be precise. Quite a number of bandits were killed, about 30 of them. Isn't that also some level of achievements that need to be...
How we sure there are bandits?
I panic each time I hear that the Nigerian Air Force has raided and killed bandits. Because the more I hear those stories, the more number of bandits and their resilient persists.
Exactly. Even the bandits acknowledge, because they abducted.
How can the bandits acknowledge?
They suspect, was part of the people that give out the information and all of that. But they discovered it wasn't. So they also confirmed that actually about 30 of their fighters were killed.
Really?
The information is not enough. The National Security Advisor has told this country that they killed 18,000 since they came in 2 years.
Where
I finally got my claim for my car accident.
How?
I'm a little bummed. Really? They only offered me
5,000 since they came in 2 years. And with the disseminating of 18,000, I thought the bandit would have been incapacitated. But when I told you the day before yesterday, was parading kidnapped people and beating his chest and challenging the military. So each time the news of air raid is mentioned, the poor people begin to fear that they'll be the next victim, because it emboldens. I don't know, this raid is taking place where they killed 30 in one location. They have killed 18,000 in 2 years. Yet the bandits that we are seeing has increased in number more than the one they killed. It's something that is not.
In other words, there's need for consistency, and then there's need for follow-up, to ensure that this fight is fight to finish.
It's not about red. It's not about red only. You see, you approach conflict multidimensionally. This government is not engaging. It's not approaching the issue multidimensionally. It's not even engaging.
There is gap in the non-kinetic approach.
There's even a wide gap between the federal and the states and local government in terms of security engagement. As a chairman of my local government, I was able to provide security for the local government.
Exactly.
I repelled over 1,000 armed people without even the assistance of the state as a chairman, because I was living with my people. The chairman of our local government does not live in the local government. The governors are permanently living in Abuja.
Yep.
Therefore,
that seems to be sort of a generalization. You mean all the governments, because things are happening elsewhere. There are states that are making impact.
No, we're not talking about impact. We are talking about being in charge, being on the ground.
Yep.
The impact to be felt. You know what it means when people know that their leader is accessible. In Abuja. If you are arguing, tomorrow we go to the various lots and do census and do edit.
I wouldn't want us to digress anyway, but then it's also very important we look at the issues very closely. You earlier were talking about also the fact that you think Peter Obi's vow should be taken to the bank. You agree that he can. But then another dimension came to it. The reason why in the introductory part I talked about a certain 4 years and an uncertain 4 years is this. Peter Obi has 8 years by a constitutional limit to serve as president if elected. So taking a vow that he will only spend 4 years is something that remains to be seen. But another entrant, even though within the realm of speculations again, the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, has also may likely also join the race. He's being wooed by quite a number. The PD is trying to get him to join the fold. In his own case, perhaps he has 4 years outstanding. And then some say this perhaps may create more confusion as we head towards 2027, especially in this part of the country that you're talking about. That has been shortchanged, that has been sort of marginalized as claimed, that has been ravaged by this insecurity that you're talking about. How are you looking at this complex situation?
All these permutations are permutations of the political elites.
Exactly.
They have not changed the narrative. They have not changed the position of the political stage. All this calculation has not addressed hunger and poverty. So nothing has happened. The political class can use every method to woo people into elections. It's allowed. But the elections finally will dovetail into two things. Between the masses of Nigeria and the government. Between hunger, poverty and government. Between insecurity and government. This is the language that the common person understands. You go to the villages, nobody is talking about. The coalition is seen by the common people as a vehicle that will address their problems. They don't care about who is involved in it. No. The masses of this country are like people drowning. If you send a sword, they will hold. They want to be rescued. That is the situation.
But shouldn't you be worried that the choices are widening, for instance? You want to dismiss the fact that there are, challenges around navigating this complex nature of leadership recruitment in Nigeria, for instance. You can't take away the issue of the traditional, viewpoints around ethnicity, around religion, and so on and so forth. This is also a very germane issue. Now that you have an entrant, if finally he agrees to run under the platform of the PDP, for instance, and you have, a candidate on the other side of the aisle, that is the ADC, then do you think the same scenario that played out in 2023 is what we're likely going to see?
We're not good students of history in this country. In 1999, there were so many people that contested the primaries, declared interest on all the political parties. But because the issues were narrowed down to the survival of democracy, we ended up only with 2 candidates. We are at the same threshold now. The difference is that in 1999, it was the unity of the country. Now it's we versus them.
Who are the we here?
The masses.
But the masses don't seem to be taken in this calculation. You talk about what has been happening at the local level, for instance. Nobody seems to be talking about that.
No, they are not taken into the calculation, but they will ultimately.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you.
But they will ultimately judge. They are the judges. They are going to be the judges. So the politicians, as you see them, we are even yet to have presidential candidates.
Of course.
You are going to have
presidential hopefuls.
Yes, you are going to have people like Prince Adewale Adebayo, also coming. He's from the southwest, very good presidential candidate. You are also going to have
on the SDP platform. It's also yet to be.
Yes,
because primaries have to take
place.
Yes,
that one.
Even Jonathan and the Peter Obi are still presidential.
But people are talking about automatic ticket anyway.
No, there is no automatic ticket anywhere, because if we are accusing the APC of impunity and destruction of internal democracy, there will be no automatic ticket.
That is on the side of the ADC, but you can't speak for PDP.
No, the PDP, you see, from what I read, I have not heard from President Goodluck Jonathan, but I heard the conditions he rolled out, and those conditions are insurmountable.
So one of them I understand is also the automatic ticket.
Yes.
So you think, you're talking about...
So how are you going to deal with people like the governor of Oyo, who already has declared interest contest?
Exactly.
Well, this is
why I'm telling you that don't make the issues of the behavior of politicians in search of power, a national debate. No. They will all, after said and done, because every one of them is convinced that the only person to be challenged and sent packing is APC. So they will come and narrow their differences to a point of convergence.
Do you think that is possible? At the same time, people are also looking at other parties like an extension of the current, the ruling party. Are you also not concerned about
that? No, you know, what the APC is doing, every other politician who is not a good politician will do it. Yep. A good politician is going to be guided by his principle, his credibility, and performance.
Yep.
The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu campaign in 2023 with promises.
Yep.
In 2027, he's again still campaigning with promises.
Yep.
No, he's not done anywhere in the world. He is supposed to campaign in 2027 with his scorecard. Those who will have campaign with promises are those who are coming on board because he is in the office. But you can see in Kaduna, they were promising, oh, we are going to do this road, we are going to. A party in government does not campaign with promises any longer.
Are they not matching also words with action? For instance, shortly after that encounter in Kaduna, we've seen a minister, I think of industry or so, visiting the textile hub, talking about the Kakuri industrial layout, I'm talking about the need to resuscitate the textile industries. I would say that could also be a gift.
So many ministers have visited the place and nothing has changed. So this one cannot even impress us. We understand.
I was trying to say it's also part of the desperation. Is that?
No, it's even more than desperation. You see, the president will need to change his style. Unfortunately, he's been deceived by people around him. And he's going to be into a big shocker. Unless...
When the body is already consolidating, getting more, into its fold. As we speak, the National Assembly, it has almost 80%. So to speak of the lawmakers. And yet you are saying that...
We are encouraging so many people to join APC. You know the reason? They have refused to invest the resources of this country in development.
Exactly.
So we are sending people. Let me tell you, watch out. During APC rally, the crowd you will see there will even deceive the president to go and be resting in France. Sorry, you are
I don't understand.
Wow.
Remember, you're sending people in.
No, because they are the only people who control the resources of this country.
Yes.
During the governance protest, we have no money. When we realized that the ministers were carrying money and calling young people to give them 20,000, we disengage our followership and encourage them to go.
But there's a point that Lalong is making.
So the stupid man called Solomon Dalung, who are by deceiving them. And they collected 20,000 and brought it. That was the money we used in buying mineral and buying food on the day of the protest.
Is this for real? Because some will find it extremely difficult to understand.
No, it's going to happen. When it is time, you will see. We're encouraging people to go because it is our money. They have refused to invest it in the development of the country. So you see, there is an adage in Hausa that to dispossess a wicked man dispossess him of weapons is a holy war.
Diagnosed with cancer after 2005,
so they're
it may not be genetic, it may be PFAS. If you've been drinking public...
dispossess him of weapons is a holy war.
2027 is about to go down.
Perhaps this could be one of the strategies. I have quite a number of strategies.
Wow.
Sending people
That's
to
a strategy
like APC rally, you will have the whole world gathering there. But on the day of the election, you're going to see surprise.
Well, okay. Now coming back to the issues, because it's just not about the gang up or the desire to grab power. Fundamental concern is about what fundamental change are you also bringing on board. Up to date, there has been a very key challenge to the opposition members, the coalition members, to define precisely what they want to do, to make governance, to change the governance entirely in the country as it is. Let me give you, for instance, you're talking about security now and what needs to be done, the failure, which I understand this is also cashing in, the taking over, or rather the collection of ransom and then chasing away of communities, farming communities, has now become a campaign tool, so to speak. What exactly is the coalition, if you like, or the opposition, the ADC perhaps, is thinking that will come on board with that is different from what we're seeing today, for instance?
The committee has been set up to draw a practical manifesto for the party, taking into consideration the history, the historical evolution of our democracy from 1999 till date. So the manifesto is not going to be theoretical, it's going to be practical. Now, those areas that are responsible for the failure of leadership, we will augment. We take the issue of security. The best way to handle security is for the evolution of a security architecture that will create room for the participation of people at every level. There is nothing wrong having a village police. There is nothing wrong having a ward police. There is nothing wrong having a local government police, even city police, even university police, and state police. So that this security architecture will deal with the peculiarity of the criminal tendencies of every community. The criminal profile of Sabangira village in Lantansan is not the same thing with Zurmi in Zapala. The people of Sabangira historically knows how to deal with such crime because it has historical antecedent. So the best, the ADC will do, or the coalition, is to try to evolve a security architecture that is practical. The governor of Katsina had developed a practical, homegrown solution.
Yeah. So it is with Zamfara, and I think,
And I'm going to speak on Katsina, where he's even having a running battle with the conventional security. The reason why it is difficult for the conventional security architecture to allow the homegrown solution succeed in Zamfara is because of ego. It's not about patriotism. It's not about national, but ego.
But beyond ego, anyway, it's about time we open the line. Quite a number of issues you raised here. But if you're just joining the conversation, of course, it's Sunday Politics. You can also join us.
Okay, moving along. Mama Echo, I know you want to contribute, Abi. Are you still here with us? Mama Echo. Mama Echo don't sleep for studio. Okay, moving along. Hey, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. 2027 election, you guys should go and tighten. Did you guys see the video of Peter Obi playing table tennis at Corpus Christi Cathedral in Port Harcourt? The guy, they jollof. He just stop for street, they play table tennis with people. Omo. Peter Obi is the deal. 2027, nothing else. Look at it. See, gunmen have reportedly attacked Yewata. This was 1 day ago, yesterday, in Benue State. They killed at least 3 people, injuring several others and leaving more missing. Can you imagine? Women and youths later blocked the Makurdi-Lafia highway with the bodies of those that were killed, accusing the station military of complicity. Hey, make una listen to this. I don't know whether na Hausa I speak, but let's see. Na Hausa. So basically, he's saying, dear T-Pain, please resign. You are not able to protect lives and property of your citizens. This is the Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara and Governor Diko of Katsina State. Okay, they are the ones calling for T-Pain to give it up. He can't do anything. All right? Let's listen to P.O.
in our assembly, where nobody can leave his party after election.
Yep.
If you want to change party, do it during election. After election, you must stay there. If you forget, they replace the person.
Wow. Very correct.
So, which one am I going to contest him? As you know, because of the problem they have, we do. Some of us who are leaders in the opposition have a president adopted ADC. But I can tell you, before the election, more will join. More people will come together. Because the opposition needs to come together.
Yes.
We are not coming together to wrestle power. If it is wrestle power, can't Peter be out of it? If we are not going to use that power to change the fortune of this country, please count me out of it.
Exactly.
I'm not looking for
as it should be.
Position.
Yes.
I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria. I am desperate to see Nigeria change.
Yes. Yes.
I live in a changed place. And I'll tell people that. I lived in a place that work. I've been to schools. People have asked me questions. Peter, why did you go to all these schools? I went to them because I wanted to know where those people who went there have different brains.
It's coalition of the opposition, and what will happen will shock everyone. It's looking like it. It's looking, that shock is coming, it's loading.
Labor, because that's the right thing. There was nothing wrong. What was wrong in labor is that we find out that people abandoned what we're trying to build into transaction.
Yeah. Did you hear what he said about labor?
So that was it. There's nothing wrong. That's the only thing that is wrong. We don't want to do transactional politics.
Yep.
I was offered a lot by this government. That could have been anything. But that's not what it is. So that's it. Somebody asked about being fair. in this country. This country must change.
Yep.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
Yes. Amen. Bad behavior, ungodly behavior, rascality.
Thuggish.
Every time I go out to the club, right? If
P.O., our man. That slit is loading. Mona listen to Isaac Fire show. He come for Wike Media Aid. Mona listen.
Him, Lere Olayinka wrote, and I quote, he said, I am Ayo Fayoshe's boy, which is him. Lere is Ayo Fayoshe's boy, and Isaac, I'm disrespecting his boss. That Isaac is destroying his boss. Lere, I'm not destroying your boss. I'm telling your boss the truth. And you should know me by now, that when you people are in government, when you people are standing up, I'm always sitting down. I was trained to respect people, not to fear them. Because my brother happened to be a former governor does not make him God.
Bam.
He's a servant leader. He came to serve. He applied
This
for the
Isaac
job.
Jafar is giving me joy lately.
He was able to serve his people. That doesn't make him God.
Yep.
I understand, going by your background, that your background is kind of a slavery kind of thing. So when you see people like governor, senator, you shake. Yep. You'll be shitting from your mouth. No, but me, I wasn't trained like that. My father was my late father, prominent, strong man. He didn't train us to be slave. He didn't train us that when someone is doing something bad, we should sit down and be watching the person. He said, no, say your mind. So that's what I've done. I didn't disrespect my brother. I love him more than you. And if you really love that name, Fayoshe, so much, Larry, just go and change your name to Olalere Olayinka Fayoshe. It's so easy. Why are you crying more than the bereaved? You are crying more than the family. Remember, cast your mind back. When you guys are in government, when I come to Ekiti, I don't stand up, show like you guys, and sit down. I was trained to be a champion, to know my right from wrong. I love my brother. It's because you are poor and you have to do eye service. That's why you are looking at everything like disrespect. There's no disrespect
exactly.
Here. If you mess up, you mess up.
That's it.
If you mess up, you mess up. You apologize. Oh, I mess up. Oh, I won't do it again. It's not about, no, it's you that governor is freaking you. He's not freaking me, because governors, they apply for the job.
Exactly.
To serve the people.
Bam.
That doesn't make them God over the people.
Bam.
So Larry, wake up, man. Make it, please.
This is called a sleep myoclonus saying usually.
Damn. Omo, Isaac Fayoshe no dey play again, no. Isaac Fayoshe is not playing no more. Every day na bass bows. Hey, I say, hey, now wow, He don't choke, wallahi, Sid, he don't choke. One thing I don't get is the so-called looting machine of senatorial constituency projects. How can senators have so much funds available for them with zero accountability? If you ask me, now who I go ask? The matter where you see so, e heavy for mouth. No be me go talk am, e get as e be. Michael, that is dedicated to you for that question when you ask me. Let's move along.
And the principal people, how do you have a political class where 80% of them can't fill a form properly?
Can you hear that? You have a house, 80% of them cannot fill a form properly. Sid, Michael, All of you are here. Your representatives cannot fill a form. Hey! Insult. We have suffered in... no.
Hey! One politician was asked, one governor was asked by Shehu Kimbaloye, which university you attend? I said, the matter is in court. He said the matter. My university matter is in court.
Can you imagine?
So that tells you, let all the boys send forms to the National Assembly. There'll be discrepancy in age, schools attended, criminal record, name it. All that has origins. And they frightened everybody away because they had the loaves of cash. And the principal people found themselves running for cover.
Yeah. That's true. This is Jimmy Disu, by the way. He's the one who said this. Let's listen to Ngige. Ngige said something about Peter Obi.
I put the place on good. In fact, what he was doing, I remember, was a cruise control situation. Cruise control. He was on cruise control. In education, in health, in public service reform, in everything, he was on cruise control.
You had got the ship sailing.
I had sealed everything, started the ball, and passed the ball to him. And he just put it into the net. The evaluation done on education were my years. 2004, I was governor there. 2005, I was governor there. 2006, I was governor for half of the year. That was the evaluation done. So, but I'm not going to enter any controversy. They will now say I'm like Governor Soludo, who is attacking everything Obi. I'm not attacking everything Obi. Obi did well as governor in my state.
I like that. Ngege don't suffer, remove himself because he knows we will come for him. We will come for him. The man say, I don't want. He suffer, remove himself. I'm not Soludo. Before they come and start attacking me. Good. You people are learning. You touch Obi, you touch also. I was talking to a friend yesterday. No, for the past 2 days we're talking about this election, what's going to look like and everything. And we can talk say, now Jonathan, say say Jonathan and Peter Obi, they don't talk. Say maybe Peter Obi don't agree for Jonathan. If you see the way, I don't know what came over me, guys. If you see the way I flipped it, I said, what are you talking about? Who is Jonathan? Jonathan that got us to where we are. Jonathan that could not use his power correctly to make sure this mess that we are going through, we did not end up going through it. Jonathan who during his reign had so much corruption, he was unbearable. I beg. I say, go and advise. If you know him, go and advise him. If he come out now disgrace, he go collect. He's going nowhere. You see that respect when he don't suffer gather for himself, when they see him like statesman, make he just collect that respect. Sempe, make he go sit down for corner. If he come out, oh my God, the whooping, disgrace. Now he go come out, now he go take or go back. I better go.
Because he followed my footsteps and consolidated everything I was doing. None of them, most of those things are not his original idea.
Thank you, Dr. Chris. What was
Health. I put up the 2 teaching hospitals on Nigerian hospital where I did my housemanship at Amako. It's me who did the refurbishment. I brought the containers with the materials, 2 40-foot containers to equip them. They were in General Hospital on we received them. They were in the handover note, my SLG, they gave them. And I chose Onitsha and I chose Amako. I started refurbishing of Amako before I left. But he didn't waste our money. He
put it into good use.
Yes, he put it into good use.
Well,
former governor, he left money for Obi and I left money for him too. So you should be talking about it.
Ngege don't exonerate himself, so you people should not come for him again. He said, you people, that he did well for Anambra State. All the Anambra people, Okay? Stop coming for, don't come for Chris. Michael, don't make the song stick, eh? Yes, now. Anytime you ask me question when I not fit answer, now that song now I go dey sing for you. I'm telling you, they respect himself. Now so, when we listen to Peter Aka, by the way, is doing well though. With this is a reform INEC election. Omo, I don't know. They try, they retweet every time he posts and all of that because the guy needs support.
2020. Nigerians, prepare and plan for 2027. Oh, Nigerians, place focus where focus they needed. Oh, INEC chairman, professor of glitches, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, the chairman of INEC and the gang of electoral bandits in INEC, stop the mischief. Stop being intelligent by half. INEC chairman, Professor Yakubu, you make your statement recently to the controller of correctional center where you talk say INEC want to implement the court order where talk say make prisoners where they for prison inmates they should vote by 2027. Professor Mahmood, nobody is saying that anybody that deserves to vote should not vote. Oh. But Professor Mahmood and INEC band of electoral bandits, stop taking Nigerians for stupid people. The problem with Nigeria electoral process is not people to vote. It is the integrity of the electoral process that the vote of people should count. Professor Mahmood, if prisoners fit vote, then people for diaspora too fit vote.
Exactly.
Professor Mahmood, according to INEC 2023,
well said.
Your own data, registered voters for Nigeria was 91 million people, about 91 million.
Exactly.
Total number of collected PVC was about 89 million PVCs. Total number of voters for 2023 was less than 30 million, about 27 million. Professor Mahmood, wetin happen where 50 million people collect PVC but refuse to come out to vote? The answer is simple. Nigerians do not trust and believe in that criminal process you people call elections. Take Rivers State for case study. Out of your own total number of voters for Rivers State, about 3.5 million people register. According to INEC, 3.2 million people collect PVC for Rivers State. Election day, according to Una, with all the wahala wuru wey happen, they say Obi get 150-something thousand votes, APC get 130-something thousand votes. Person where win Rivers State won with less than 200,000 votes. Meanwhile, the same Rivers State 2015, 8 years ago, Jonathan won Rivers State with 1.4 million votes. INEC stop this criminality. INEC, you are taking Nigerians for fools because unfortunately, Nigerians have decided to be paying attention to things that are not important to our collective lives and destinies. INEC has remained a weapon formed against Nigeria. And if we do not come together and ensure, say by 2027, this weapon must stop to prosper, you must stop this mischief, INEC. The simple question that everybody they ask now, what caused the glitch? Why is it that we should not have further glitches moving forward? Why are you not talking about compulsory electronic transmission of results between you and the National Assembly? INEC, una they whine on yourself. You are deceiving. You can deceive every Nigerian, but me, I will not be in that WhatsApp group. INEC, stop this criminality and mischief. So that tomorrow they go here say from one prison, this party don't get 1,000 votes from this prison. INEC, we want the votes to count, not just the number of people to vote. They want the people where they outside will vote. How were you able to protect the integrity of the system before you begin to bring external voters and every other person? INEC, if you enter prison, not be prison, you go end though. From there, you will also go to hospital. Everybody where they on admission, they also have rights. They go open polling units, including for ICU and for theater. Make their family member hold their hand on print. Since all of us one man for Nigeria. From there too, you will enter mortuary because they never bury them. They still get right. Anybody where there is hope that he go still rise up of the dead. They go vote. Then you go also go cemetery. You go raise the dead. Since una they find votes to pad and announce winner. INEC, me I no go leave Nigeria for this case. So me I no go run leave Nigeria because of anybody. On this country mandate night me I stand, and Nigeria must work in our lifetime. 2027, we must have credible elections. Nigeria must choose their leaders. INEC, professor of glitches, and your gang of electoral bandits, stop the mischief. Nigerians, the power where una they talk say we go use protect vote 2027. We better bring them now, use them, ensure say make the system count now. If not, why are we postponing our fight? Why are we being a lazy people? Focus on INEC. Focus on INEC. I don't they talk, oh, I don't they talk. My name is Peter for Nigeria. God bless Nigeria.
Hey, it's gonna be hot 2027. Wallahi. I can feel the heat already. The heat is hitting. Hey. Hey. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's keep on going. There's a couple more videos I want to, say don't when I come out. So I had lined up a couple of videos to showcase, so may all of us know where we did. Oh, Nigeria. Okay, listen to
Northeast and North. I want to say that it was the support of the governors of the Northwest, Northeast, and North Central that was decisive in deciding the outcome of the primaries as well as the election.
Bam.
Of course, Bola Tinubu's puppeteers are now denying that. They are saying all kinds of things, and they will learn their lesson in 2027. For me personally, Bola Tinubu was never someone I was close to, even in the party, because in the party I was a Buhari boy. Bola has his boys, Buhari had his boys. We are Buharists. No apologies. So Bola Tinubu never really liked me. We never really got along.
Sunday 10th of August is today, 2025. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Since on Friday, there have been a lot of, things in the news. This is the truth about Nigeria. They have been talking about what happened in 2023 general election, and I don't know why so many people are surprised. Are you hearing it for the first time that Peter Obi won reverse during the 2023 general election? Are you hearing it for the very first time that Peter Obi was rigged out during the election?
No.
Or is it because someone like Mechi, which I have confirmed, that he said that Peter Obi won the reverse state election? BBC News carried it. They shows the graph and everything. Why are you surprised? Now, the one that was attributed to Erufai was the one people define. I've been able to reach out to some persons in Erufai's camp, and I confirm that they said that 2023 election was rigged against Peter Obi. Okay, that is all I can confirm about that. Now, the issue here is that in 2027 that is coming, if they do the same thing they did in 2023, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Definitely, a lot of people are saying what happened in 2023 will never happen in 2027, and a lot of people are bragging about that. But let me tell you something. You cannot change the result of a system without changing the system. Yeah, I used to tell people this 10 times with that number that you can't change the result of a system without changing the system. If you really want to change the system, there are some steps you will take to change the system. These people who are vying for the presidential, to the office of the president, just imagine, they all were sitting down when Tinubu removed Fubara, governor of Rivers State, and put a military officer there as a sole administrator. If we have opposition, the opposition political parties who are ready for the election, you know what's supposed to have happened? They will shut down Rivers State. Imagine where Atiku, Obi, all those people stood on Rivers ground with people. Nobody will do anything. They will start readdressing things. That is number one. Number two is that they remove Fubara. They are about to conduct local government election, or they conducted local government election. I'm not even following all those things because I'm not interested. Nobody talks. They allow everything, all this rubbish to be going on, and they are telling you that 2027 election, that things are going to change. Why are so many people so dumb? No, why are you so dumb not to understand that they are still going to do it, and your political gods can't do nothing? No, don't quote me wrong. You are here. Look at what they are doing in Rivers, Port Harcourt. The whole election has been going on. Look at what happened in Edo State. We knew who won the Edo State election. They changed the result. What did your people do?
Okay, Oga, I see where you are going. We don't have time for that. We need ginger right now. Not be all this one we dey talk so. I dey like the guy break down, but okay. Right now, I'm not interested in that breakdown because now I want to move the country forward. Now important to me pass.
We have borrowed in the past 20 years. Nigeria as a country has borrowed 225 trillion naira.
Now the year. Oh.
If you decide there are no state people, let's just remove 25, leave it to 200. Leave it to 200. 200. I said this in a teach you days ago, you must have heard it, and I'm repeating it again. Just take 25, leave them with 200. Sometimes the rate was 100, it was 200, it was 300, it was this. So use an average of 400 to divide 200 trillion. It is $500 billion. Today we have 100 million people living in poverty. That's 30 million youths in their productive age don't know where the next meal will come from. They have no job. But we have spent $500 billion. If you go and read what Tony Elumelu says, Tony Elumelu Foundation says for every $5,000 they give out, $5,000 they give out, that after 1 year, the person they gave it to will generate 10 jobs. They will have 10 people employed. What did they show?
Exactly.
If Nigeria has spent
20%,
that's 20%.
We need to be gingering
of the $500 billion, it will be 100 billion. They would have given it to 20 million entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
And if that 20 million generates half of what Tony Elumelu says generates, which is 55, they would have given job to 100 million people.
Exactly.
Nobody will be looking for a job in Nigeria.
I'm telling you.
20% of that amount. But it was consumed because of what they're talking about leadership.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chipotle is
the man to beat 2027, no, and he's stronger than ever. Peter Obi in coconut heads don't increase more than ever. Okay, negotiating with bandits is haram. T-Pain's government should either secure our lives or publicly admit failure. I don't know who this guy is, but it looks like he's a northerner. I'm sure they spoke in her, but let's play it and see. Let me see. More northerners are going in hard for T-Pain. They are holding his neck. They put T-Pain for chokehold. You know how many videos I don't see when these northern clerics they call out T-Pain. Now wow. I say wow. These people are parrying. They are seriously angry. More T-Pain go here and this 2027 election. He go say, I should say maybe they make allegedly. Maybe they make you understand. Maybe they make not dey alright now. I beg we have work to do. As a people, we need to be mobilizing, grassroots mobilization, to make sure that people know what to do. I see the videos about young people turning 18, registering. It's such beauty to see. I'm very excited about that. I'm hoping that it spreads across, not just a certain area, but all over Nigeria. Let 18-year-olds go and be registering to vote. In a way, I kind of don't like the fact that they're putting it out there on social media, to be honest with you, because of T-Pain government. But then again, what do I know, right? So for me, I just feel like a lot of things, not be everything we will put out there. It's not everything that we will be putting out there, you know. So my people, be like say now here I go draw the curtain for now. Wait to see wetin I dey see for here. How do you explain that Senator Shehu Umar Buba, APC Bauchi South, chairman of the Senate Committee on National Security and Intelligence, is allegedly linked to dreaded terrorist commander Bello Turji, who killed countless Nigerians? The people overseeing our national security are in bed with the same terrorists, threatening our national security. Make this make sense to me, please. Wow. Wow. That is crazy. Yeah? Over 3,000 residents flee as Boko Haram terrorists invade Yoruba communities, markets in Kwara State. Àwa ló kàn. There are videos coming out of the north where they are mobilizing for T-Pain, mobilizing for Peter Obi. Serious mobilization is going on. Serious videos. Omo. When they talk, say, oh, the north doesn't, whatever. The northerners themselves are now the ones responding. Yeah. Omo, they don't bring out this air hostess picture. E don dey circulate all over. Then they use her picture till they warn her. No, actually, this is the NYSC lady that refused to clear Ray. Omo, they don't find her picture come out. Anyway, my people, make I leave am for here today. We go come back again. We'll see how it goes. So I may see you guys tomorrow. It depends. But even though we go dey talk and they go, as they come, we go they go. You know. So my people, may I leave una? May una self go rest. Una dey try. Nigeria matter is exhausting. As one they drop, another one they start. As one they drop, another one they start. So guys, thank you so much all for joining me. Michael, Seed, Kene, Mama Echo. I appreciate you all. Mama Echo don't fall asleep for studio, but it's all good. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the night. And I'll see you guys on my next... Oh, transition to tech. Thank you. See you guys on my next one. Bye.